Hi everyone, Tired Sully here, coming at you today with another part in our build series. I don't even know where we're at, like 20, part 7, part 6, 3, 4. Anyway, this is the same day for me, so I'm getting crampy in here. We're gonna do the Mark 18 and put that together, and then we're gonna throw the helmet on. A couple of parts to go over real quick. So this is the only thing that it came with as far as a radio goes. So I am missing the actual radio handheld part. So I can add anything from pretty much any company. Will be compatible with this particular thing, but any larger radio, and I'll add one of those later. But it also does not come with a, let's say, like a comm set. It comes with an in-ear, and the reason being, when you have a balaclava, not the dessert, on, you don't see anything. So you wouldn't see a headset, you wouldn't be able to wear a headset, say, with this. But that's an in-ear piece. I don't know that I'm going to use this, just because I like the head sculpt the way it is, and I like the beard. But we'll see when we get to that point. But let's go ahead and get the rifle done. All the goodies come with this thing. Lots of moving parts. That does open. Front end can just slide right off, so be careful with that. Again, if you're going to pull the stock out, you're going to want to pull that out. You see the pin? You can move that and then put it back in. So these are fragile, very good weapons. Very, very, very good, but fragile, okay? So just be aware of that. So we have a front flip-up sight that's already on there. We do have a rear flip-up. We have a PEQ. We have a pressure switch and foregrip. We have a light. So a lot of stuff here. So let's go ahead and dress this up and make it look good. For this, I'm just going to slide it on the rail. I'm going to pull this charging handle back, and that will allow me just to slide this on. If you don't do that, then you can go in from the front. Oh, the Soldier Star stuff. The accessories are very, very, very tight, so just be careful. I'm going to go ahead and pop this off and do it from the front. Pop that front side off. Now again, you can put this together any way you want to. You don't need everything on there. I'm going to go one more. Okay, so figure out where I want that, about there. So we do have a little bit of movement, so I'm going to use a glue dot for sure. And you probably have seen many videos of me using these. I use them all the time whenever I do builds. Tiny little dots like rubber cement. They are removable, and they don't act like super glue, which is something that you don't want to use very often, especially when doing weapons and stuff. What I'm doing is just going to put this on the rail and gum up that sight so it doesn't move back and forth. Before I do that, though, I'm going to put on the rear sight. Alright, so that's where that goes. That'll move as well. So I'm going to take this piece and cut it in half. Oh, sticky. Come back to that. So we're going to do just stick it on there. That's all we need. Do the rear as well. All it's doing is gumming it up, and then you can't see it. You can't even see it. There we go. You can see that piece right there. We're just going to slide this right over the top of it. Just like that. Now it won't go anywhere. Okay. Checking my reference photos. Again, if you have a particular way you set up a rifle, you can do it however you want. including adding different parts from different companies. All right, so he's got the PEQ up on top. This piece is a little bit tighter, like really tight. So I'm gonna just dig a tiny bit on the bottom of this because it's very difficult to actually slide onto the rail. And many people I know, including myself, have broken guns. So that's why I'm doing this. You see how much pressure I'm putting on it? It's not moving. You got to be so careful. If you grab it the wrong way or whatnot, you could be in trouble. The other thing I use from time to time is like a nail file. All right. That's about where I want it. Okay. So this does have a hole back here, and that's going to be for that pressure switch. That's taped to the gun. Trying to see the best way to hide this wire. That's what we want. We can tack that down with the glue dot if we need to. I am going to put the glue dot on that grip. And if I have excess hanging out like that, I'll just be able to grab it, tear it off. Okay, I'm going to put a tiny bit right there. Maybe. Cut off my bits. You can just see that video going viral, can't you? Man cuts off his weenie while putting together an action figure. Okay, that's good. A little bit of glue dot holds that cord down. Now we should be okay. All right, so front sight, flip up. It's gonna go right up front. That. That's looking good. Now, I took this off because I know this comes off because I've gone through a bunch of these, used them on a lot of figures, but a lot of these don't come off certain rifles, or like the earlier Soldier Story version, like the M4s, this whole front grip would come out into 3 or 4 pieces, including nuts for both ends. So you got to know kind of what you're doing if you're going to take one of these apart. That's kind of what I'm saying. And this gas tube, there you go. All right. So now we need a light. And we're going to throw on right here. Glue dot that as well. Somebody asked in another video, actually, there's a glue dot right there. Somebody asked in another video why I don't ever do slings. Because they're hard. All right. But with this one, I'll probably do a sling. It's looking good. Suppressor. Oh, shit. Look at that. Okay, so good lesson. The barrel end came off, so you always want to be careful. This one, the glue wasn't very good on it. But what I want to do is I want to pull that out without breaking it. And don't lose it. So you can see it's got a hole there. This is a part that I'm going to glue. Glue. So this is bad right now because this is black glue and I don't want to get it on the white figure. So we just need a very, 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 very tiny amount. That's too much, way too much. This stuff sticks really good. Okay. Give that a minute and we'll put that suppressor on last. Just want to make sure I don't lose that front end in the suppressor. So, all right, so this base plate is sliding on and off like too easily, so I'm actually going to do the same thing there, just with a tiny bit. Now that won't come off. All right. So, suppressor, this right here is your sling. This sling is easy to do because you don't have to, run any of the straps through anything. It's a 2-point. And it's got these little metal buckles right here. These are bungee, or no, they're not bungee, but little buckles right here. And this right here is a sling mount. Okay. So he's going to be holding it like that. So you have some attachment points, various attachment points depending on the type of sling. You have these guys right here. And then you need a place to attach up here, okay? And that's where the sling mount comes into play. Should just slide right on. That does slide, and you're going to want to make sure that doesn't move very much. So I am going to glue dot a tiny bit. And don't get this black glue on your skin, because you'll glue your fingers together. Oh shit. Damn it, I need a napkin. For safety's sake, let's just go ahead and put that in there. Okay, that's a lot of gear on this gun. So that's on there. I'm always scared that I'm going to break these. Now it's closed. Okay. Give that some more minutes, but that's the rifle. So that's the main weapon. Again, we have our secondary rifle in there. Got our pistol in there. So much gear. Okay, so next we have the helmet, goggles, a couple of helmet doohickeys. This all depends on how you want to display the figure. So if you want to display the figure with the goggles, then you would obviously leave the night vision off probably. And vice versa. So I've already taken the liberty and gone through and put the hook and loop on here. These are just stickers basically, and you can put them wherever you want. Doesn't really have to line up necessarily. We're all human, but that's just hook and loop to fit on some accessories and stuff like that. So helmet inside, you can see that it comes with helmet padding. The idea is to get it to sit on the head properly and not scratch the paint on the head as well. So I'm going to do a quick fitment and just see what I'm looking for as far as space. So I want it to sit like kind of like that. So I know that I'm going to put a pad up front. Go ahead and do that. And again, you can cut this in any shape you want to. It doesn't have to be done exactly like I do it. Just get it to fit on the head properly. So just sticky on the back. Are you able to see? You want me to put the light on it? Just want it to be kind of even. You can kind of see it right there. Okay. A lot of the buckets don't come out of the helmets, so be careful. This one does come out. I've done it several times already, so. All right. So I do want one on top too. Pull that out. I'm gonna do this big guy. Try to get it centered. And it really depends on the head you're using. So if you're doing a custom and you had a different head from a different manufacturer, you just put it on to order. That's what I'm looking for. I'll put one more. Making sure this isn't tangled up. So real quick, with Soldier Story bodies, especially a lot of the older ones, the neck peg was too short. This one's fine, but to put the head back on the body, I'm going to take the neck peg and I'm going to throw the neck peg on first, and then I'm going to put the head on top of that. Okay, so don't try to put the head with the peg in it back on the neck. Put the peg on the neck, then put the head on the peg. So. Put the lime in the coconut, yeah. Trying to make sure these buckles sit properly. That's what we're looking for. And again, you could put this on as well. I like the head sculpt though. So what I might do is just put that on as like a gaiter, cover up that neck. Getting the chin situated. Now, one thing to note is that on all like the new ENS helmets, this is all kind of like a stretchy material. On here, this is not. This is all fixed. So I'm glad that it fits pretty much the first time. We have a light here. And that slides into this rail right here. So come at it from either side. These lights are really cool. Okay. Next, NVG mount. This would be going right here. You have little bungees right here. So I'm going to disconnect those. Those help hold the night vision in place. Let me see what this looks like. Goggles are just too cool. I don't know, what do you think? Do you like the goggles? Yeah, me too. So.
I like the head.
Yeah. All right, let's try the NVG. All right, so you have a little bridge right there. That's gonna insert up, and then you just push down, so up, down. Looks good. Good. Got a little strobe. It's got hook and loop on the back. Just gonna throw that on top. And then your NVG kit, if you want to put it on, goes right there. So you have super tiny holes. You see these right here? Little tiny holes. And then on top you have a V. The V goes down. That's how it sits. Now the bungees go through those tiny little holes. So we're gonna go ahead and do those. Really tiny. Okay. Now that I'm on that, I can slide that in there. And it should, in theory, keep it taut. And if you want all the bells and whistles, you can throw this on there, this little eyepiece. Looks really good. So I think that that's pretty much it for right now. If you like this video, make sure that you like, share, subscribe, and thank you for subscribing to our Patreon. And I look forward to talking to you with the next part of the build that I'm going to film in 2 minutes.